Okay, today we're going to do the 8 reps down to 1, so that descending pyramid. We're going to go 8 reps of, we're just going to have pairs of exercises. So 8 reps in the first case, 8 deadlifts, and then 8 shoulder presses on each side. So let's press the weight up. If you don't have a weight, turn the shoulder press into a push-up, and the deadlift will turn into like an SLDL, so a one leg deadlift. How's it going, Mark? Welcome. All right, and so then you'll have 3 minutes to work on that, and then at the end of the 3 minutes, you can, or if you finish before the 3 minutes, which I don't think any of these you will, then you have rest time. We'll take a minute of rest in between each one, okay? And we'll go through each one twice, so for a total of 24 minutes this morning. So while I'm explaining, you can go ahead and start rolling out or doing your own stretches. We'll go through some stretches, but we want to use the roller if you can. All right, so the first one I'll demonstrate while you're rolling out or while you're stretching. First one is deadlift. So weight's going to be right in between your feet, and we're just hinging down. Push your hips back, keep your back nice and flat, and we're just lifting the weight up here. So the weight should stay right in between your shins as you go down and up. If you don't have a weight, we'll just turn this into kind of a one leg thing where you reach with your arms forward and backward like that. Preferably have a weight. The other one in that pair is a shoulder press. If you don't have a weight, you'll just turn a shoulder press into a push-up. But if you do have a weight, we're just standing nice and tall, pressing that weight up towards the ceiling, up and down. Okay, and again, you're going to do 8 on one side, 8 on the other, and then so the next time you go back to the deadlift, you'll do 7, and then 7 shoulder presses, and then 6 deadlifts, 6 shoulder presses, and so on, working your way down to 1 or the full 3 minutes, whichever one comes first. Okay. So again, you're rolling out or stretching while I'm talking here, just because as soon as I'm done talking, we'll get right into warm up. The next pair is a goblet squat with a row. Good morning, Elaine. So goblet squat with a row. Goblet squat, holding the weight up here, squatting down. If you don't have a weight, just turn it into a body weight squat. A row is you're going to put 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, pulling your elbow up to the ceiling. Okay, so just that pulling motion. Want to make sure that we're doing the work with your shoulder blade, taking your elbow up to the top of the ceiling, up to the ceiling. Last one is going to be a reverse lunge. If you don't have a weight, that's fine. You can just do this body weight, just stepping back to tap your knee to the floor, stepping back to tap your knee to the floor. We'll alternate those. And the other one with that pair is shoulder tap. So you'll be in a push-up position. Hold everything nice and steady while you reach over and touch the front of your shoulder. And we'll do 8 each side. And then 7, 6, 5, 4. So all of these things are going for 3 minutes. Okay. So let's stay on the floor to start warm up. And first thing we'll do is lay on your back, straighten your legs out, show the bottom of your feet up to the ceiling. From here, you're going to freeze one leg and drop the other heel down to the floor. Nice straight leg lowers. Tap to the floor, come back up. Down to tap to the floor and come back up. And we'll alternate those for 30 seconds. Go at your speed here. If you need to hold that leg to get a stretch, you can hold on to that leg and just work one side. And if you're doing it that way, we're halfway, so let's go ahead and switch. Otherwise, you'll keep alternating. And relax. Good, let's give one knee a hug. Put your other foot on the floor. You're gonna push your heel down into the floor, lifting your hips up. We'll do about 10 to 12 here. You go at your speed. Your cheek should be doing the work here. Remember, it's not a low back crunch or arch. Just pressing your heel down through the floor, lifting your hips up, using your cheek to do that work. And let's switch sides. As you're giving your knee a hug, you're keeping it nice and close to you, even as you push up. So as you push your hips up into the air, you're going to make sure your thigh stays close to your chest. And good. From here, let's roll over to your side. You're going to have your elbow on the ground, knees bent. All right, and then we're just going to come up into this side plank position. So from here, you're going to take your bottom leg and push down into the floor. It's kind of like a sideways version of the hip press that we just did. So it's you pushing your knee down into the floor. Be like moving your leg away from you and lifting your hips up. And good, let's go to the other side. So start off in that side plank position. Once you get that, then you're pushing down, pushing your bottom leg down into the floor. Should be feeling this in the outside of your hip and as a side plank. And relax. Let's roll over to a push-up position. From here, you're just going to push your hips up towards the ceiling, let your heels drop down. Stretching the back of your legs here. And then back to the push-up position. And hips up towards the sky. So we'll just go through 5 reps of these. Pushing back. Push-up position. Pushing hips up towards the ceiling, let your heels drop. Back to that push-up position. So we're also thinking shoulder warm-up here as well, core warm-up. One more of those. Good, let's take a knee. So we're on one knee here. Getting nice and tall. Just getting that stretch down the front of your leg. So we're thinking also tuck your tailbone under. And good, let's switch sides. So getting nice and tall, tuck your tailbone under. Should feel a stretch down the front of the leg that you're kneeling on. And good. From here, let's leave your knee on the ground. You're going to take both hands down to the ground. Knee should be, your forward knee should be outside your armpit. So the problem is if you have your knee in the middle, it keeps you from getting low enough. So knee should be outside. And then we're going to take the hand that's closest to your leg that's forward, point those fingertips up toward the ceiling, and then try to touch your elbow to your shoe. Most of you will not be touching your elbow to your shoe. That's not a big deal. It's not really the goal. You're still getting a good stretch. Good, let's switch sides. So your other knee will come forward. Hands to the floor. Remember that knee is going to be outside your armpit. Rotating up. And good. Last bit of warm up here. Feet are gonna go wide. And we're just lunging side to side. Just getting your hips opened up here, legs warmed up. We'll just alternate side to side here. You should get a stretch on one side, some work on the other side. Keeping your feet pressed nice and flat into the floor. Heels will stay down. And we're ready to go. Okay, first two, deadlift and shoulder press. If you don't have a weight, you're gonna turn it into a one leg version of a deadlift. So just like you were picking something up off the floor, or like think of a golfer picking a ball out of the hole, right? That one leg's gonna go back. You're just working on one leg. If you have a weight, you can go two legs. All right, and then on the shoulder press, if you don't have a weight, you're gonna turn that into a push-up. If you do have a weight, we just want that standing press, pressing up towards the ceiling. Okay. All right, so our clock starts at 2 minutes. You're gonna do 8 reps of each thing, then 7, then 6, then 5, then 4, for the total of the 3 minutes. Okay, so get ready for a deadlift. We're gonna start in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Deadlift combined with shoulder press. If you're not tapping to the floor, that's okay. Your hands can go to just about knee height. You'll still get a lot of work out of that. I'd rather see good form with less range of motion than try to get the full range of motion with poor form. Remember that shoulder press is going to be 8 on each side. After you complete 8 of each one, do 7 of each. We're 1 minute in, 2 minutes left to work. Remember on the shoulder press, your palm is going to face forward at the top. If you're doing a push-up, you can do any variation you need to. Deadlifts, you're thinking about giving yourself a hamstring stretch. Stretch the back of your legs. Use that stretch to stand up. 1 minute left. Thirty seconds. Ten seconds. 2, 1, and relax. Good. Okay, so moving into the next group of 2, or the next pair of exercises, goblet squat and a row. So goblet squat just means you have the weight up tight underneath your chin, and then squatting down like you're going to sit down on the couch. And the row is just any pulling movement you can do. So usually we're going to let your chest face the floor and pull that weight up like that. You can do that with wide feet also. We pull in like this. So anything where you're pulling the weight towards you. All right. So doing 8 of each, then 7, then 6, then 5 for the total of the 3 minutes. Okay. So starting with the goblet squat in 3, 2, 1, and off we go. Remember, if you don't have weight, this can just as easily be done body weight. Keeping your feet nice and flat on the floor. Should have pressure through your heels as well as your toes. If you don't have a weight, you can do like a straight arm raise. So it would look like this. Anything where you're working your shoulder blades or your back. 1 minute in, 2 minutes to go. Halfway there, 1.5 minutes left in this group. Thirty seconds left. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, so getting into the third group, the third pair, it's that shoulder tap. So you're in a push-up position, you're gonna reach over and tap your shoulder. Try not to shift your weight side to side as you do that. So keeping everything locked up right in the middle. Last one with that is a reverse lunge. Remember, we're gonna go 8 on one side, 8 on the other. I'll leave it up to you. You can alternate one side then the other, or you could do 8 on one and then 8 on the other. Your choice there. It's gonna kind of depend on where you're holding the weight. All right. So get ready to go about 10 seconds here. Shoulder tap and reverse lunge. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. Doing your best to lock everything up right in the middle. Wide feet will help you here. And 1 minute in. Remember, we're working our way down, so after you do 8, next time through you'll do 7, and then 6. One minute left. Twenty seconds. Ten seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay. So we've got about 9 minutes left to go with a little bit of rest time built in there. We're going to go back to the top. So it's a deadlift and shoulder press. So remember, on the deadlift, it's just that hip hinge, pushing your hips back, keeping your back nice and flat like a tabletop. If you have back issues with this, just go to one leg. So it's just that hinge here. And you can do any range of motion that protects your back and lets you do the work with the outside of your cheek, or right in between your hip pocket and your back pocket. You want that part to be doing the work. All right, let's get into it here. 3 minutes for each group. It means 3 minutes times 3 left. You ready? Okay. Ready to go here. Deadlift and shoulder press in 3, 2, 1. Off you go. Should have a little bit of knee bend. With the deadlift, we're not locking out. These will be bent a little bit, but your hips will be bent more. One minute down, 2 to go in this group. Halfway there, minute 30 left. Might find yourself working through things a little bit faster here. "30 seconds left. "10. 3, 2, 1, and relax. And we'll rest about 30 seconds here. The next group is a goblet squat plus the row. Remember, you can do the squats body weight. Think about getting your knees to parallel or your thighs to parallel, right? So if you're going all the way down, you want to get to the point where you could rest a dinner plate on your thighs and not spill your dinner. Then the row, if you don't have a weight, you can just bend over and do like a reverse fly or just raising your arms, the back of your hands up towards the ceiling. All right, we're gonna get started in 5 seconds. Goblet squats in rows, 2, 1, and off we go. Remember, on the rows, you're thinking about the back of your elbow going up to the ceiling. Think less about pulling the weight into you and more about taking your elbow up towards the ceiling. Your hand is just there to hold on to the weight. We're halfway there, a minute and a half left. All right, 30 seconds left. Remember, we aren't going back to this one. So you can kind of empty the tank on goblet squats and rows. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, take about 30 seconds to rest. We'll get ready for our last group. Shoulder tap and reverse lunges. Take another 20 seconds. Ten. 5 seconds. Okay, getting going. Shoulder tap from the push-up position and reverse lunges. Ready? And here we go. Last 3 minutes of work for the day. Remember, on the reverse lunge, you can hold the weight up under your chin, or you can hold it with one hand. If you're holding it with one hand, you'll step backwards with whatever side the weight is on. Just over halfway, about 1 minute and 20 to go. Last 30 seconds for the day. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right, so stay nice and tall. Wait, nobody leave yet. I gotta get your names. Okay. All right, so stay nice and tall. You can go hands on hips, hands by your side, but we're staying nice and tall, making sure your pelvis is level, so don't let your butt stick out and don't hunch forward. So we want to stay tall. Think about your best possible posture. Shoulders are pulling down towards the floor. Ribs are down towards the floor. Don't let yourself arch back. Oh, hi, Frank. Thanks for joining us. I got you down. All right, so stay nice and tall, starting to control that breath. Deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. If it helps to feel your heart rate, you can put your hand on your chest. So we want to start to feel that coming back down, recovering about 50 beats in the first minute. So if you're interested and you're wearing a heart rate, something that reads your heart rate, you want to look at getting down 50 beats within the first minute or so. And your body's recovering quickly and efficiently. So you can control a lot of that with your breath. Let's take 3 more deep breaths and we'll call it a day. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Breathing into your entire chest cavity, all the way down into your torso. Last breath. And that's a wrap. Okay. That was good. That was fun. I won't see you on these morning circuits for the rest of the week because I'll be coaching in the gym. I'd love for you to stop in and see us if you can. Mark, I'll catch up with you. I saw your comment there. I'll catch up with you. All right, gang. Have a great day, and we'll see you at some point. I'm trying to put the tent up at the gym today, so maybe we'll have some shelter soon. See ya.